What it do? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Joe, and I'm here to tell you about why it is that you should go to trade school. All right, this video gonna be just about why you should go to trade school, and I want to start this video off with a disclaimer that you should do your own research. I'm gonna be speaking about my position, my circumstances, my state, and what I done learned from my orientation. Not necessarily about how stuff will go for you. Okay, so be sure to do your own research. And after you do your own research, if you agree with it, go to school or go to your orientation, talk with your instructor still, listen to what they got to say, and if you still agree with it, you know what to do. All right. So I think that we should go to trade school because three reasons. One is the way they teach you. Two is the benefits. And three is the end position, the position you'll be in the end. So I'm gonna start off with the position you'll be in the end, right? So after trade school, that's a whole year of training. So let's start with the certifications or the certificates, right? So in trade school, in my trade school specifically, we got residential. We'll be learning residential, commercial, and inside the commercial, we're gonna be learning industrial. And so with that, we'll be prepared to take this thing called the NCCER, right? And the NCCER has 4 levels, but because I'm going to trade school, at the end of that trade school, I'll be prepared to take 3 out of those 4 NCCER tests, which is great. Could be mistaken, but if I'm not, that's what the first 3 are about that I will be prepared to take after trade school. Also, at the end of trade school, I will get a recommendation letter from my instructor to corporate entities and contractors and things of that nature. And that is such a good thing. If you get a recommendation from somebody who's already well established in teaching people like that, that'll be just a really good boost to you and put you at a real advantage, in my opinion, because it's like somebody who's well established, who's been in residential, commercial, industrial, whole 9 yards for multiple years, is saying that I would be a good candidate for something like, let's say, commercial or industrial. That's a really good look for a legend to say that you are a good candidate. That's one part about the certifications and the recommendations. Two, let's talk about the benefits, right? One, trade school is not that expensive. So like where I'm from, trade school was able to be covered by FAFSA. And that means that I didn't have to come out of pocket for nothing. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't got thousands of dollars laying around the crib to throw towards trade school. All right, your boy was gonna get his CDL. I was gonna be a truck driver, right? But I ain't had thousands of dollars. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not saving up $3,000 worth in order to go get my license. And lo and behold, I check out the electrical program, which is covered by FAFSA. Boom, it's more and it's covered by FAFSA. So you know what I'm saying. And plus, I mean, me personally, I'm attracted to electronics and electrical stuff, systems, anyways. So that was a plus for me. Oh yeah, another one, hands-on training, right? We are literally gonna be in class doing labs, projects, using meters, wiring circuits, everything. We're gonna learn how to do it safely. We're gonna learn how to do it efficiently. We're gonna learn how to do it the best way that we can. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not the type of person to be going into locations green. Now you could. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or anything like that, but me personally, that's just not how I rock. Okay, I don't like going into locations green. I like to have a little bit of knowledge and whatnot, so I don't make basic mistakes. Like I said, not saying that is bad, not saying that you can't or anything like that, but this video is just specifically about why to go to trade school, and this is why. This is like one of my reasons why I went. I'm just giving it to you. So yeah, you'll have hands-on training with tools, right? Now another reason is how quick you can start working. You can get to work right after you finish the trade program compared to somebody who go to school for a 2-year or 4-year degree. Not saying don't go for a 2-year or 4-year degree. I'm just saying that you can get to work 1 year after, depending on how fast you finish your program, really. Because our program is self-paced. So, I don't necessarily know what self-paced completely entails or how that looks for the school. But when I hear self-paced, I hear it's paced by you. And with that, you could be finished sooner than later or later than sooner. Whichever the one you decide is what I got in my head so far about it. So that's another one. Compared to people who went to school for degrees, you finish way faster, getting a job that pays good, and you have a career. I remember somebody talking in a YouTube video about how being an electrician or any trade or anything for that matter, after you move out of like the lower tier jobs like just being a cashier or a janitor or something like that, like a person who changed oil and all that, being after you get over that hump and you actually become qualified for some stuff, you actually have a career. And so this is really good for those who are looking for a career change or a career start. You can really get in here, get your foot in the door with trade school, and be to work with a good amount of knowledge in less than 2 years, less than a year if you so try. And that's a really good look. Another one is strong job demand. So we got multiple trades. It's not just electrician. You could be plumber, you could be welder, you could be automotive technicians. You could be just check out the local trade school and see what you could be. And you could be all that. And as far as plumbing, electrical, welding, and all that go, it's in high demand. Okay, and let me tell you about electrical specifically. Electrical specifically is gonna be around. All right. I know we got AI on the rise and stuff like that, but don't fear, because robotics are not on the level of replacing electricians. Robotics ain't even on the level of replacing teachers for that matter. Okay. Until a robot is able to empathize, sympathize, connect, and give somebody that one-on-one like a real human able to do, AI not a threat to a lot of people like the social media make you think and stuff like that. So with that being said, we a long way from AI even touching these jobs, and these jobs are in very strong job demand. This is another thing. It is an easier path to apprenticeships. A lot of employers go to these trade programs looking for kids and adults to recruit, people to recruit. So my instructor was just telling us that 7 to 8 of his kids is working at some facilities and that's local from just last year. So that's a real good sign. That's a real good look to me. I don't know about y'all, but after I graduate, I'm trying to get to work expeditiously. Okay, I resigned from my job. When I finish school, I'm trying to get to work expeditiously. So that's definitely something to consider as well. You'll go from green to having knowledge, real hands-on experience, and you could get recommendations to get put in the job. You could maybe even get an actual job you want. Like me, I'm trying to go for industrial. I want to be an industrial apprentice. So I know I gotta bust my butt, but I also know I got the proper instructor and I'm in a position to be able to actually get there. Okay, so my luck is like it was at like 5% because I could have just went in there and applied, right? But now it's at like a 25% because I'm in trade school and I'm starting. So I did something to increase my luck, and that is going to trade school. That's pretty much everything that I listed, though. That's pretty much everything that I had that came to mind and whatnot. So that's the reason why I say you should try and get into trade school. Now this ain't, these might not be reasons I was convincing you, and that's cool. That's cool. Okay, if you want to just go head first, do that. It's no problem with going head first. But I do want y'all to understand that going to trade and going in head first is both good routes. Just good routes for two different people, two different circumstances. Okay? That's just something that I want y'all to understand. This video is not about which is worse or which is better. This video is just about why trade school is a good choice.